Hi Gemini, my name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. I'm here to do your love and relationship reading for the very last end of October 2018. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I just mentioned to Aries just because I just did the last of their message, but basically I just saw a thing online where somebody was torturing cats, very cruel, sticking needles in their eyes and gutting them and burning them, and really shitty things to do to creatures. Halloween is coming up. If you have pets, just keep them inside. This is, I was a veterinary technician for 15 years. I worked also with the city of Santa Monica in California. We were a division of the police department, so we dealt with a lot of the animal abuse and neglect cases, and it's quite interesting to think and to know what people can get up to in regard to their debased energies, and also animals. So yeah, if you have animals that are outside or black cats, keep them inside for Halloween because it's on its way. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I think that might be best. Show me energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The very last end of October 2018. Show me energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The very last of October 2018. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and relationship readings for. You have the Lovers, Judgment, King of Swords, Aries, Libra, I'm sorry, not Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Ace of Wands in the recent past, Queen of Swords here, so you have a couple now. The male is upright, the Queen is in reverse. That's some really harsh energy. If there's female air sign, if this is you, Gemini, you're not having whatever's going on. There's a lot of pain here. There's a lot of frustration. Whatever this situation is in regard to, it's in regard to lovers. It's in regard to other people. Judgment is here. I'm going to clarify things, but let's just keep putting your cards out, okay? What's coming into the near future? We have Temperance in reverse. Yeah. That's not too great. Six of Cups in where you're at inside of yourself. What's coming toward you. Knight of Swords, upright. Hopes, fears. Eight of Coins. It's upright. And the outcome is death. So finalities, endings to situations. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Swords, or I'm sorry, Four of Wands. So if this is a disintegration of a situation, if this is two partners that have basically been involved with, one of them has been involved with somebody else, you know, there's a shutdown, there's an alleviation of the relationship here. I'm going to clarify a little bit more just because I think that's important. Show me the Lovers for Gemini, October, last of October 2018. Show me the Lovers, please. Justice in reverse. So this is the card of Libra. In regard to the Lovers, if you were with a Libra, this is a dissolve. This is letting things go. At the bottom of the deck for that, you have the Four of Wands. So you have the Four of Wands here twice. This is in regard to a stability within a foundation, within a either marriage, foundation of a relationship. This is cutting things down. Show me Judgment for Gemini, please. The Wheel of Fortune. So this is things moving forward, but it only comes after we release. We have to let things break down. You know, Judgment can also, it doesn't necessarily have to be in correlation with a person. It can also be how we choose to operate in situations, how we go about our healing, how we go about the next phase and what we want in regard to movement. This is talking about being slow. This is talking about being steady. This is talking about being genuine in regard to how it is that you heal. You know, it feels like this situation between this King and Queen of Swords. So this would be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius male. This would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius female. Whoever this is, we have very harsh energy. The female is out of sorts. This is somebody who is backbiting. They're frustrated. They're angry. They could be using their words as poison. They could be drinking. They could be toxic in regard to how they communicate. Emotionless, sometimes overly emotional, but the way that they're displaying their emotions is harsh and cutting. It's cruel. It's ineffective in how they get their point across. It almost causes them to appear irrational, you know, and it's like you don't want to work with somebody who's irrational, and this is the present energy. So if this is you, Gemini, you need to turn this upright. You need to get back into your heart space, and you need to free yourself from whatever mental energy this is. I'm going to clarify the King and Queen of Swords in a second, but it's very interesting for that to be popping up. Show me the King of Swords for Gemini. So you have the Chariot in reverse, and you have the King of Wands in reverse, with the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So whatever the situation is with this King, either he has put a halt to a relationship with you, or you have put a halt to a relationship with him. There's no passion here. If this King is showing up for you, though, it may be due, the King of Wands is here in reverse. If this King, he's portraying two male energies, but this energy is very harsh in regard to, it's like sexual appetite. It's wanting to experience as much as possible and doing whatever you can to get it done. This is having little regard for anybody's feelings. This is about using people for sex. It's about using people for, it's exploitative energy, you know, and this is somebody who, if they're operating from this level, they're doing so in a very cold and calculated manner. They're emotionless. They're somebody who is not healthy to be around, you know. They're very hard to deal with just because they seem callous. There's like a callous energy in regard to, you know, taking your feelings into consideration, but also this card denotes a lot of sex. It denotes a lot of also just like a lack of regard for I feel emotional energy. I know that this is more so action and movement, but I feel emotional energy. Show me the, oh yeah, and with the Chariot here, no movement at all. And this happens when we're emotionally out of balance. When we balance ourselves out, we move forward. This is out of balance. This is emotionally out of balance, frustration, mental frustration, frustration in regard to how we move ahead, frustration almost feeling like we're deadlocked in our feelings and our situations, feeling like we're mentally bound and, you know, bound to this person. If this was a relationship, if this was a marriage, it's over. Yeah, and I feel like it's very, very difficult to have communication with this person. It's very difficult to balance out your differences. It's very difficult to have anything of true communication because you have this Queen of Swords in reverse and you've got the Temperance card in reverse. So this is all about balance. Temperance is all about balance, connecting with somebody, being able to communicate with somebody. When we are effective in our communication, that's when things happen. When we are ineffective in our communication and we're out of sorts entirely, nothing happens. It's a standstill. This is where judgment gets used, and it feels like somebody is being cut out here very, very coldly. So, very cold. Show me the Ace of Wands in the past. You have the Hermit and you have the Four of Swords. So, in regard to a situation here, This is non-movement. This is a lack of forward thinking. This is passions being broken. This is decisions that were once feeling really good about not being good. You know, this is also delays in movement. This can be delays in communication as well, you know. I think at this point we have the Four of Swords and we have the Hermit. So I'm feeling more so delay in communication. I feel that there's a necessity, like what I'm feeling here almost, what I'm feeling with this card is outburst, verbal outburst wanting to happen, right? Excruciating in regard to the anger that is behind the outburst, in regard to the anger that is pent up here. And we're having to hold our tongues. We're having to take a break. The Four of Swords is talking about taking a break. It's about shutting somebody out. It's about, you know, just needing time to heal. The Hermit is about looking inward into ourselves, shining light on what we need to really address in ourselves, trusting what we have in favor for us and what is meant for us, and recognizing what is not meant for us, you know. It's very difficult because we have attachment to everything, but in love, the way that we've been shown, especially in the American view of love, like it's very Disney and it's kind of unhealthy. So, you know, I feel that this situation is more so communication that's incredibly harsh right now, and it's wanting to burst through. It's like almost wanting to just scream your fucking head off at whomever this is, this King of Swords. That's what this energy is. I feel that that's like, it's just like screaming match, or like wanting to like explode, and basically being either forced to take a break or just taking a break within your own right. Show me the Queen of Swords, please. So the Two of Swords here with the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So either way, it's like there's conflict here, you know, taking a break, taking a standstill, being at a stalemate with somebody due to conflict in regard to the communication that you have with them. That seems to be where it's at. Give me one. Actually, I'm going to clarify with a different deck. Show me Temperance in reverse, please, for Gemini. It's like not getting anywhere. It's like it's an utter standstill. It's like we're not getting anywhere. We're not doing anything. We're just blocked and shut off. Show me the Temperance card in reverse, please, for Gemini. So the Ten of Cups. This is a situation that I feel is emotionally out of balance. I know that this is a card of emotional bliss. All your wishes come true. I'm not feeling that here. I'm feeling more so that this is a definite energy of something out of balance. I feel that this is a relationship that has been long-standing and it's gone awry. I feel that the situation is needing to be quelled. I feel that it needs to have a certain level of, it's like the way we go about communicating, like how we choose to use our words. When we act abrasively, we receive a negative outcome. You know, when we're patient, when we give of our energy, when we're able to find words that are fitting to a situation, when we can communicate wholeheartedly, that's when we bring back emotional balance. I think this is bringing back your emotional balance to yourself, but also in regard to this situation, it feels like this was a longer standing situation where it's like time is built up emotionally, and the rage or upset feelings in regard to this situation may be due to the length of time that somebody's been in this situation. You know, that's what's got this Queen of Swords in an uproar. The Queen of Swords in reverse is not a happy camper. She's very frustrated. She's very hurt. She's somebody who is, she's out of balance mentally, emotionally. All of it is out of balance, but with good reason, you know. Some people are just like that. Sometimes it's just a crazy person, but it feels like this situation has been a breakdown, and it feels like this person is essentially reacting not in the best ways, but reacting nonetheless, you know. There's the counterpart. Okay, so in your present energy for yourself, you have the Six of Cups. So this is basically dealing with somebody from the past. Could be a past relationship partner. It could be this person, this King of Swords, Libra, Aries, or Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Sorry, I keep saying Aries. Either way, though, this is dealing with somebody from the past. I don't feel that this is necessarily like, you know, this is also talking about children, having children. You know, you may have children with somebody from the past that you're dealing with at this point. Let's go ahead and pull a card on there. Show me the Six of Cups for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Six of Cups with the Six of Pentacles clarifying, you know, with the Sun at the bottom of the deck. The Sun can also talk about children as well. This is talking about giving equally and fairly. If you have children with this person, this is basically a call to have everything separated equally. This is give and take. This is, you know, if you're divorcing this person, this is basically getting all your ducks in a row so that everything can be solid in regard to who gets this amount of time with your child, who gets that amount of time with the child. Is money separated properly for each other? You know, does the kid have this? It's basically the ins and outs of division of assets in regard to children and how they are managed after the dissolve of a relationship. Show me the Knight of Swords, please, for Gemini. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. So in regard to, if you have communication with this person, you have the Princess of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it's Page of Cups. This is talking about emotional communication. But, you know, here we've got frustration. We have somebody who's left, somebody who's had to walk away. If you have to talk to this person, this is basically communicating. Like, you may have to come back to talking to this person. You may have to deal with a lot of regret and frustration here. But what I'm feeling is that when you do communicate with this person, its sole purpose is to be able to get to the bottom of energy, to get to the bottom of things so you don't have to deal with them in a prolonged sense. That's what I'm feeling, Gemini, in a prolonged sense. So yeah, there's hurt, there's regret, there's pain here. Look at this man. He's not a happy camper here. The Eight of Cups often talks about us walking away, moving on. This is somebody who's moved on, but there's a level of regret here. If this Queen has had to move on from this person, this King of Swords, this Queen of Swords has had to move on from this King of Swords, she's in regret. She's feeling pain. I feel like I should pull more for the King of Swords because I want to know more about his situation, what's going on with the King. So let's continue. Show me the Eight of Coins for... So you have the Eight of Coins here in your hopes and fears and concerns section. This is what you put forth energy and effort into. This is working together. This is working, period. Not necessarily together, but this is working, spending a lot of time at your own job. This is working on your relationships. This is working on connections with people. I'm curious to find out what we're working on here. Show me the Eight of Pentacles. So the Empress in reverse. This is an ex-wife. This is somebody that's not working on anything. And if we are working on something, it's the necessity to get ourselves back in order. If this is you, Gemini, if you were a wife, an ex-wife, if you are so out of sorts right now that you are leaving yourself unnurtured, uncared for, disheveled, if you're drinking, if you're using drugs, if you're basically neglecting yourself on all levels, that's first unhealthy for your child, but also it's unhealthy in regard to you, how you take care of yourself, Gemini. So be careful about that, okay? You need to take care of what it is that you put your energy and effort into. You need to work, you need to nurture yourself. The Empress in reverse is downturn energy. It's not nurturing. She is the mother. She's the queen. She's the Empress. She's regarded as the mother in the tarot deck, but she's also regarded as somebody who is abundant and nurturing. She is careful in how she gives out her energy, but she is benevolent. She is somebody who cares. In reverse, this is lack of self-care. This is lack of giving to self. This is slovenly. This is ugly. This is frustrating. This is very painful energy. You need to put work into yourself, Gemini, if that's what's going on. I want you to show me death, for death to be at the end as the outcome. This is a finality of a situation, but with death, you know, nobody's going to die here. What I'm feeling is that this situation needs to transform entirely. Death is about transformation. You know, we have to allow things to die and clear the energy so that we're able to create new things, so that we're able to heal, work on ourselves, turn this upright so that we're healthy. This needs to be upright so that we're able to see eye to eye with our partner, previous partner, whomever they are. Show me death for Gemini, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. King of Pentacles. So this may have been, and the Lovers. So it's death to this situation, but also what this person is getting into is something solid. It's something, I think, better suited. If this is for the King of Swords, this person may be involved with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They could be. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It doesn't have to be, though. But either way, this king, you have two kings here. This is somebody feeling more solid. If this is you, Gemini, being out of sorts in regard to two people, two decisions, you have the king and you have the King of Pentacles and you have the King of Swords. King of Swords, it feels like, has already been run through. This may be coming into your future, but this also could be this person, your King of Swords, getting into something solid with somebody else. So I'm going to pull more for the Lovers and the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. You've got the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So for the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, you have more stability. More stability. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure this out here. Show me I want to say show me the King of Swords, but now you have the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So the situation, it's like what this king is getting involved in leaves him more so emotionally satisfied. It leaves him happy. He could also be getting involved with a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. You know, he could be getting involved with somebody who's very nurturing, loving, somebody who is emotionally understanding. But it also denotes an energy that this person is in love. You know, the King of Swords and the King of Cups, they can have a difficult time expressing emotion, most definitely. But for these two to come out together, you know, for this to come out to clarify this King of Swords, what I'm feeling here is like, it's like, I feel emotional satisfaction, yet being in connection to the Queen of Swords, you've got frustration, you have somebody who is defensive, people that are defensive with each other. It's not a healthy situation between the King and Queen of Swords, clearly. Give me one more for the Queen of Swords, please. I'm not taking that. Give me one more for the Queen of Swords. So you have the Lovers. Gemini, you may have choice between two people. You may have choice between King of Swords, King of Pentacles. You may also have choice between a King of Cups. What I'm feeling here, Gemini, is that you may be also out of sorts and pissed off beyond belief because there is another person now in the mix. So that's what I'm feeling, honestly. The High Priestess is just throwing herself out. This is somebody who's a secret partner. This is somebody who is a mistress. This is somebody who is Pisces. This is Virgo. Either way, it's somebody that is kind of quiet, you know, and they're watching, you're watching. It's also a necessity for intuition. Show me the King of Pentacles. And the Ten of Wands. So it's interesting. I feel that this is the same person, Gemini. The Nine of Wands with the King of Swords, the Ten of Wands with the King of Pentacles. I feel that this king is the same king. I feel that in regard to you, if this is an ex-husband or a husband or a boyfriend that are moving on to somebody new, I feel that the situation with you in regard to you is more so frustrating for them. It's frustrating for you. It's just battle after battle. It's no winning. It's basically just trudging through the mud, not getting anywhere. And whomever they're with, it feels like they're happier with them. So that may be the case. Show me the Lovers for Death. Show me the Lovers. So you have the Knight of Cups. So this is somebody giving a love offer to somebody. This is this King of Swords or King of Pentacles, whomever it is. They're giving their love and their emotions to somebody else, somebody new. This is why there's a necessity for the situation to die, you know. It has to die, but it also has to transform. If this is a past husband or a past boyfriend, like, things need to be resolved so that you are able to heal, so that you are able to come back into your own power. Because this is the Queen of Swords in the reverse. It's essentially a powerless being. It's somebody who is so out of control, they feel out of power, they feel out of sorts within their life, they're emotionally out of balance, mentally out of balance. The words that they speak are toxic verbal barbs. It's not healthy, it's not communicative, it's somebody who is working against people. This is a ball-busting bitch card. This is not somebody you want to deal with. It's an unhealthy energy, and it's somebody who's hurt very, very poorly, or who's feeling very poor inside themselves, but they're hurt beyond belief. So yeah, if you have an ex-partner that's moving on with somebody, I think at this point it might just be good to let him do that. You have bigger fish to fry. Solidify this situation in regard to your children, your child, you know, whatever it is. There needs to be an equal give and take, fairness. You know, you need to draw up communication. You need to draw up, what are those things called? I don't know. I don't have children. It's like legally, like, you know, you get this child this week, I get them this week, like this is what they get. It's all of this stuff. But for justice to be here in reverse in regard to the situation between these two people, this is a divorce. This is a divorce. This is a breakdown of a relationship. There's no go in this situation. And it feels very much that it's in regard to another person being on the scene, Gemini. And it feels like you are hurt very, very badly. But, you know, you have the Lovers showing up in this reading 3 times. Something's going on here, like big time. There's major effort being put into somebody new, and somebody has to be on board with that, or just, you don't even have to be on board with it. You can let it go, but you need to let it go. It needs to die. It's not healthy for you to be in this type of energy in regard to this. I'm sorry that didn't work out. If this, Gemini, if this is something that needs to be shed it, like let it go. I want to see for Judgment. I feel like I pulled a card for Judgment, but I want to pull another one for Judgment. Show me Judgment in regard to Gemini, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me Judgment. Death. So this is having a very, very difficult time moving on from a situation. You need to use your better judgment and allow this situation to die. You've got Death here popping up twice. This is somebody who is not allowing something to be dead. They're not allowing the situation to die. It's like they're keeping it perpetuated. You need to use your better judgment and let it go, Gemini. All right, I'm gonna cut it out here. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic, and please keep your pets in. Oh my God, like the shit that I saw online today was just atrocious, and it just took me back to a really ugly time in my life where I saw that regularly. So yeah, keep your pets inside. Have a happy Halloween. If you found this message to resonate, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. I just said that. Yeah, take care. Bye, Gemini.